A popular spot for teens on summer break vandalized and the culprits caught on camera.
Plus, the new piece of evidence detectives hope may lead to a killer.
And the big project that may prevent pollution from spilling into the future in Palmasola Bay. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks for being with us tonight. Topping our news at 5, some young baseball players in Manatee County returned to their home park to find it vandalized.
But the Manatee West Little League has one tool to help police find the people responsible. ABC7's Erica Jackson joins us live from Bradenton to show us some of that damage and explain the consequences the vandals could face if they're caught. Erica?
Jacqueline, Scott, good evening. I'm at GT Bray Park in Bradenton. I'm going to go behind the camera and show you some of the damage here. Someone took a lid from a nearby trash can and threw it up at this surveillance camera. And as you can see, it damaged the ceiling and the functioning of the camera, but the surveillance footage still captured those responsible. Take a look. It took 3 failed attempts for vandals to try to destroy a surveillance camera outside of a concession stand at GT Bray Park. And while the camera is now unable to record in color, the footage is helping with the Bradenton Police Department's investigation.
It just infuriates me.
Manatee West Little League rents the building from the county. Its co-presidents Brittany Duquette and Teresa Nunez returned Thursday morning to also discover their grill thrown at a sink in the men's bathroom, along with damaged fences around a dumpster and near the baseball fields. In total, Bradenton police put a $1,300 price tag on the property damage.
They'll sit under the concession and then they decide that they just want to destroy property out here.
This isn't the first time this month vandals damaged property at GT Bray. Duquette and Nunez say their surveillance cameras captured a group of teens breaking into the league's enclosed bulletin board outside. They also broke the door and caused nearly $500 worth of damage.
They might think as fun and games really is taking something away from other children in their community.
The women say the league is responsible for replacing the grill and camera since it's their property, and say young baseball players like 11-year-old Caleb will get hit the hardest.
Because we have to fix all that stuff. We might not have enough money to get more equipment for the other kids to play.
Now the league wants to find those responsible so they won't return to any more surprises.
We just want them to understand that they're hurting their community.
Now, Bradenton police have not made any arrests, but the teens responsible could face vandalism and trespassing charges. Anyone with information is asked to contact Bradenton PD. Reporting live at GT Bray Park, Erica Jackson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Erica, thank you. New developments in a January murder in Manatee County. Take a good look at a photo here. Detectives are hoping the photo may be the key to finding out more about 41-year-old Michael Grantley's final moments. Grantley was found dead back on January 15th along 26th Avenue East in Bradenton. Detectives with the Manatee County Sheriff's Office have uncovered surveillance photos of the victim and another man from the day of that murder. They say Grantley was at a Wawa store in US 301 in Sarasota. The man in question, who appears to be with Grantley, is standing to the right of him. If you think you recognize him, call the Manatee County Crime Stoppers line at 866-634-TIPS.
3 suspects are at large following an armed burglary overnight in Bradenton. Employees of a Burger King on State Road 70, just east of the interstate, say 3 men entered through the back of the store around 9:30. The group walking through a door an employee had left propped open to take out the trash. One of the men, armed with a gun, demanded cash from the manager. Then the 3 left with the money. Anyone with information on this case is asked to contact Manatee County Crime Stoppers immediately.
A Northport man and 5 others facing counterfeiting charges tonight. The arrest coming after a long-term investigation in Charlotte County targeting organized counterfeiting. The investigation began in October after counterfeit bills were found during a traffic stop, along with an unusually large number of ink cartridges for a home printer. Over the course of the investigation, 4 homes were searched, with investigators finding more than $7,000 in counterfeit cash and that printing equipment.
Well, the heat out there, man, it was unbearable today.
Yeah, let's get more on our forecast on this hot day with no rain around for a lot of people with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Yeah, it really is a concern, too. I mean, for folks outside working, obviously, in the heat of the day, anywhere from noon up until about 4, when it's the hottest, although it's still hot right now at 101, that's what it feels like. You need to seek shelter inside in air conditioning if you can, or shade if you can, and try to drink a lot of water because even though you may not notice it, your body's losing a lot of water due to that high heat. And you can see it's all as a result of a westerly wind component. And that is creating just isolated storms to cool some folks off. In Northport, in particular, right there near Toledo Blade, they had some heavier rain earlier. Now it's light. And this storm had been producing some lightning as it was up to about 35,000 feet, but that has come down now. Still some strikes, though, to the east, just north of Port Charlotte. And then to the north of that, we have another storm that has developed as a result of the outflow boundary that was near Hidden River just about an hour ago. And this has created some isolated cells up in northeast portions of Manatee County. Near Duet County Road there, and you can see some heavier storms now entering into western portions of Hardy County. High pressure to the west and south of us, bringing us that westerly flow. That means the humid weather will continue again tomorrow. We'll have much more of that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. A big project that will try to keep wastewater spills and leaks from happening at Palmasola Bay is now underway. Crews are working near the Manatee Avenue Bridge to Anna Maria Island. They're replacing a 12-inch force main sewer line. The system currently in place is older and the cause of several spills and beach closures over the last few years. It's expected to be done by January. There will not be any lane closures, but drivers going through that area could see some slowdowns.
Later tonight, Sarasota City Commissioners are expected to approve higher taxes for property owners. The increased millage rate is expected to pass by a 3-2 vote. The city's proposed budget is more than 13% higher than last year. That's why City Manager Tom Barwin says he's cut all he can from the budget. Despite an increase in local property values, he has no choice but to ask for a tax increase. But one local tax watchdog claims the city could have tried harder to cut the budget, citing the city-owned Bobby Jones Golf Club.
I'm disappointed. I'm not surprised. They're classically tax and spend. They always have been. There's an item on today's agenda where Bobby Jones losing money in nearly $1 million this year. And they want to buy 47 new golf carts to replace golf carts that are only 3 years old.
City officials say a tax increase only amounts to about $18 a year for the average homeowner.
Well, ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern joining us now this week. Thanks for joining us. And a mixed market kind of to start the new week.
Mixed market, surprisingly quiet, top to bottom range for the day, not even 100 points, which these days is almost unheard of. Unheard of in a mixed market, yes, but there's some big things coming this week. We call those corporate earnings, no less than Goldman Sachs, General Electric, IBM, American Express, companies like that will announce earnings before the week is out. And yes, indeed, you'll see the market react. What did we do today? Not very much. Let's take a look. The Dow did finish in plus territory, be it ever so humble. A gain of 45 points, not quite 0.2% at 25,064.36. That on volume of 891 million shares. The NASDAQ went the other way, down 20 points, 0.25%. Closing at 7,805.72. That on volume of 1,817 million shares. And the S&P barely a whimper, down by 0.1%, less than 3 points at 2,798.43. Well, bank stocks did extremely well today, and the reason is Bank of America. The company announced much better than expected earnings today. The stock was up by more than 4% in one day, and it took a lot of other bank stocks with it. Perfect formula. Guess what? They reduced expenses and increased revenues. That usually winds up being a very powerful combination. It certainly was today. In addition to that, they saved 43% on their income taxes. Last year, the quarter, they paid $3 billion in taxes. This year, their tax bill, $1.7 billion. And I'm sure the people at Bank of America are very good at managing money and very good at managing their stock. But I got to tell you, if you can reduce your tax bill by 43%, that helps a whole lot.
Yeah. And then what's happening with Netflix today, Richard?
Well, unfortunately, they announced earnings after the close. They were looking for 5 million new subscribers. I should say 6 million. Only got 5, and the stock in the aftermarket was way down. So you'll see it down tomorrow morning for sure.
Okay. All right, Richard. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, the new addition at Manatee County Schools may just save a life.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus a new study that could change the way you think about obesity and health. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The ABC7 Stock Report is sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Temperatures are rising, and the deals are heating up during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota. The Ram 1500 has been named a Consumer Guide Best Buy for 6 years in a row. Get an all-new 2018 Ram Quad Cab for as little as $24,999, or save big and get up to $13,000 off a new Ram Bighorn Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, and you're struggling to pay your bills while your case is dragging on, that's where Oasis Financial comes in. Only Oasis has Oasis Express Cash that can get you from $500 to $25,000 in as little as 24 hours, faster than anyone else. There's no risk and no out-of-pocket cost.
It was so simple. I made one phone call. Oasis was able to give me the money within 24 hours.
To pay for my electric bill, my rent, and my groceries for my children.
And even if you end up losing your case, Oasis lets you keep the money. So there's absolutely no risk to you. You don't have to worry about repaying Oasis.
If I had lost my case, then I wouldn't be responsible for paying the money back. And that was a blessing.
Oasis, they killed it, man. They helped me out. They gave me my life back.
See how much money you can get before your case settles. Call Oasis Financial, because life moves faster than your case. 1-800-874-8185. 1-800-874-8185.
Manatee County schools are looking at a new way to help student athletes who fall victim to the heat. ABC7's Adam Cellini joins us live to explain how this simple method could save lives. Adam?
Yeah, Scott, it's so simple. You can find this piece of equipment basically at any hardware store. This one is at Tractor Supply Company on Fruitville Road. And researchers at the University of Connecticut found that if you can get a heat stroke victim submerged in cold water within 10 minutes of collapsing, they have a 100% chance of surviving. And that makes a simple piece of equipment like this an athletic department's most important tool.
Last summer, Lori Giordano's 16-year-old son, Zach, collapsed after a football workout in Fort Myers.
They said his internal temperature was 107 degrees, which means that he was already in organ failure. His kidneys were failing, liver was failing, spleen was compromised.
A heat stroke left Zach in a coma from which he never woke up. Today, Lori runs the Zach Martin Memorial Foundation, advocating for exertional heat illness awareness and these tubs, which she says could have saved her son's life.
Having a cold water immersion tub on standby on the field would have given him his best chance at being alive today.
Soon they will be mandatory at Manatee County high schools. District Athletic Director Jason Montgomery says after learning about them at a recent conference, the school district wants to put one at every football and cross-country team activity this fall. All Suncoast high schools already have whirlpools like this one in the Booker High training room, but the large plastic tubs are more portable and can be filled at a moment's notice with a cooler as demonstrated here.
And that's just one more piece of equipment that they bring out to the field with them.
The tubs can range in price online from $100 to $200. Montgomery couldn't tell us who would pay for them until they can assess how many are needed in the coming weeks.
I think it's great that they've done this. I hope that they can put their emergency action plan into place and practice it and have it ready to go. And I hope they never need to use it.
Now, we spoke with several coaches and athletic directors in the district. They have a lot of questions about how these will be implemented and if they'll have enough ice to fill one of these every single day. Montgomery even mentioned that it will require a conversation with local EMTs, since research shows you need to get those heat stroke victims submerged in the cold water before you transport them to the hospital. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Adam Cellini. Scott, back to you.
All right, Adam, thank you so much. Very timely story. You know, football teams are going to be practicing very soon out on the field, and we've got some hot weather.
Yeah, 105 degree temperatures. I mean, that's what it feels like. That's what your body's dealing with, and it's going to stay that way too for some time. It's not going away anytime soon. School, by the way, starting in just about 4 weeks. So, yeah, not too far off. We are looking at some hot weather and some interesting photos that were sent in over the weekend. This one from last night. High-level cirrus clouds and these crystals of ice arranged a certain way in the atmosphere. When the sunlight hits it, it actually causes this refraction that you see right there. That was a double sundog, and that was off of Venice Beach. Appreciate that photo. And Lakewood Ranch webcam showing a lot of fair weather cumulus clouds today, a lot of sunshine and a few isolated cells. You can see some of those high cirrus blow off from some of the storms that were around into central Florida heading off toward the Gulf. So we could see another gorgeous sunset tonight. Mainly inland storms. It looks like that's our pattern for some time now. I think on Tuesday, Wednesday, even to Thursday now. With a chance for mainly inland storms. And then the heat index, that'll be the big story. The heat index 100 to 105 degrees each and every afternoon, beginning at around noon and continuing up until about the 5 o'clock hour, unless there's some rain around. But there hasn't been a lot of rain. We don't expect a lot of rain near the coast, at least in the afternoon. Now with this setup, we also see the potential for some overnight storms. And that's always a possibility with a land breeze developing. You know, the land kind of cools down into the upper 70s, while the water temperature is still into the upper 80s, so it creates that temperature differential, which causes the air to move back out into the Gulf, which causes a little bit of coastal activity in the morning hours. We saw that this morning. I think a little bit better chance of that tomorrow morning. But right now you can see all the showers and storms inland. They're not sticking around all that long either, just simply because there's no convergence set up. We had a big storm near Northport just about a half hour ago. Another one near Hidden River that has since moved on. Duet now getting some heavy rainfall there along State Road 62, and then to the east there of west of Wauchula, east of Duet, there's a pretty big storm developing, and in the southeastern portions of Polk County. Dry air is over the Bahamas right now. That's more that African dust. We saw that over the weekend. It's now over Texas. That created the spectacular sunsets that we've seen from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The forecast, futurecast, showing some showers and storms inland, trying to get back toward the coast later on tonight. So a late night storm like we saw last Tuesday, not out of the question, where we could get some thunderstorms developing up around 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. And then some morning showers are possible near the coast with the heavier storms inland, say after 2, 3 o'clock east of I-75, pushing toward the east coast. And get used to it. This is going to be the pattern. As I mentioned, the high pressure down to our south, and with the trough of low pressure to the north of us, that will keep that high suppressed in that area, which favors those afternoon and evening storms inland. West winds will continue anywhere from 5 to 10 miles an hour. Not a very strong wind because the pressure gradient isn't all that strong. We have high pressure at the surface and in the upper levels of the atmosphere, allowing us to see the light winds. 90 right now in Sarasota. It feels like 101. 92 in Mayaca City. 90 in Northport, although that's cooled down a little bit since the hourly observation. 88 degrees the water temperature. That's still very hot, and 92 degrees in Sebring. Currently at the airport, the humidity is at 63%. We have a west wind at 12 and the pressure at 30.05 inches. The forecast tomorrow, a morning shower, a morning thunderstorm overnight, possibility there at about 30%. And then better chances inland. You'll notice not much depiction of storms in the afternoon for us tomorrow, at least here near the coast. Inland area, a little bit better chance of that happening. For boaters tomorrow, winds will be very light. To start the day off, southwest winds at 10 knots. Seas will be 2 feet or less with a light chop on the bays and inland waters. The forecast looks like this: 30% chance for scattered storms along the coast tomorrow morning, 40% chance on Wednesday and Thursday, and then a better chance for those afternoon and evening variety of storms to come back into play, I think, by Saturday and Sunday. Back to you.
Okay, Bob, thank you. Let's check first alert traffic as we check first from Bradenton into Sarasota. No major accidents delaying drivers anywhere. And then as we head south from there into South Sarasota County, the interstate looking clear, all green at this point. Jacqueline?
Thanks, Scott. And health news tonight for parents who have teens who are struggling with their weight. Getting them involved in a diet may seem like a good place to start, but it may actually do more harm than good. According to a recent study, developing a diet mindset during teen years can have lasting effects, building a negative relationship with food.
They followed teenagers who had been encouraged to diet 15 years later and found that they were actually more likely to be overweight, to be dieting, binge eating, and have lower body satisfaction.
Instead, experts have found it's better to practice mindful eating, where the focus is on how you eat rather than what you eat. And a new study could change the way that we think about obesity and health. Researchers have found that patients with a body mass index high enough to be classified as obese, but without some of the health complications, do not have an increased rate of mortality. This is in contrast with most studies because past research has defined obesity as having up to at least one risk factor. Well, if you're looking for another reason to enjoy that cup of joe throughout your day, look no further. A new study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association shows that drinking several cups of your favorite coffee a day could be associated with a lower risk of early death. Benefits aren't from the caffeine itself. Those who drink decaf also saw a lower risk. There are many other non-caffeine components in coffee that could play a role. Coming up, a new island off the coast of Hawaii is forming. What is causing the small landmass? Plus, a baby giraffe's first steps are as hilarious as they are adorable.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease a new Subaru Impreza today for just $155 a month. Or get 0% financing with zero down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you, with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now. In one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TruStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
Residents of Hawaii are saying aloha to a new island. Video shows a small island that appeared off the northern shore of the Big Island of Hawaii Thursday. It's part of the active underwater lava flow from the Kilauea volcano, which started erupting back in May. The United States Geological Survey says the landmass was likely caused by underwater pressure, pushing lava up to the surface. 2 more animals have died after being attacked over the weekend by an escaped jaguar at a New Orleans zoo. An alpaca and fox succumbed to their injuries on Sunday. That brings the total now to 8 animals that have died from that attack. Meanwhile, an investigation is still underway to determine how Valero, that male jaguar, escaped its habitat early Saturday morning. The zoo said initial findings concluded keeper error was not a factor. The jaguar habitat, by the way, remains closed.
Well, a humpback whale is now free after becoming entangled in shark nets off of Australia's coast. Take a look. The mammal was trapped for over an hour and a half before marine rescuers cut it loose. Officials say the whale was on its migratory journey from Antarctica when it happened. They also said this is the 4th whale that has been caught in shark nets this migration season. Well, you have to crawl before you walk. We all know that, but this little guy just couldn't wait any longer. The Wilds, a wildlife conservation center in Ohio, welcomed this new giraffe on July 10th. The calf, which was born in the pasture, was determined to get to his feet, but clearly it was not as easy as it looked. Eventually, he did find his footing, and his proud mom was caught on camera giving him a smooch. Still to come on your Suncoast News, a ray of hope in the ongoing battle against the opioid epidemic. A look at the newly released numbers of overdoses and how they stack up against last year. Plus, a rough time for downtown Venice businesses, how they are faring as a major construction project rages on right outside their front door.
Excuse me a minute. Hi, Dad. No, don't try to get up.
Hi, I'm Julie, a ride-at-home caregiver. And if I'd been caring for Tom's dad, I would have noticed some dizziness that could lead to balance issues. That's because I'm trained to report any changes in behavior, no matter how small. So Tom could have peace of mind.
We'll be right there. We have to go.
Hey, Tom, you should try Right at Home. They're great for us.
The right care, right at home.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Hello, I'm John Merce. Rugs As Art is celebrating yet another anniversary, and I would personally like to thank each and every one of you for the many years of continuous support. All during the month of July, we're having a grand celebration. We have flooded our showroom with yellow tag specials, meaning more discounts and more savings than ever before, plus free padding. So don't miss this anniversary celebration at Rugs As Art, Sarasota's bigger and better area rug superstore.
Don't miss the exciting original musical review, Tops from Flops, playing July 11th through the 22nd at the Players Center. All the best songs from all the wrong shows from composers like Irving Berlin, Cole Porter, and more. Call 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You'll want to sing right along with Tops from Flops.